All right, guys, good morning. Good morning, guys. Let's go live now to the markets. Let's go over the E-mini, okay? And let's talk a little bit about what's going on today. You know, we have FOMC, so it's going to be pretty much quiet morning. It was pretty good this morning for the guys in the room. Let me show you really quick what did we do this morning as we were coming into Tuesday morning. A couple of things that I posted in the rooms were start looking for regular trading hours. So here is the planned actions for today in the morning. Regular trading hours, start looking for a quiet morning since we have FOMC. So since we do have FOMC tomorrow, we're going to go over that as well. What are the expectations? I was looking for targeting the overnight high as we were coming to the open around 83.50. I believe was the open, 82, somewhere in that range. So any move, like any strong move, start looking for longs and target that overnight high, which was 41. It is 41.91. Instead, what we saw was weakness the moment we opened. So I went short immediately at the open 83 on the ES. And here were the targets that I gave people in the room even before we opened the market. Around 9:23 a.m., I posted 7 minutes before we open the market to start looking for a couple of things. Looking for 78, 73.50, and the 72 level. Well, moment we opened, first 10 minutes of trading, we got all of our trades. The first target was the 78 area. We captured that money. Next target was the 73.50. All right, so we did capture the 73.50. And eventually in this move, we did capture the 72. I got out, I think, a 71 on one of my trades. Let me see. I got out one at 72. And the next one I did get out at 75.50, right? So first target that I grabbed was to get out of my ES at the 75.50, and the next one was all the way at 72. So the three targets were met early on, 20 to 30 minutes into trading today. Now, what are we doing right now? Well, going nowhere. It's just going sideways, no directions in the market currently. I did a couple of trades on the stocks. I will talk about those in a minute. I went long TQQs. I think went long FNGU as well. And we will be talking about the CROX trade and other things that we saw in the market today. Very important as you come to the room early morning is to read what is the plan of action for the day, right? When you read the plan of action for the day, all you got to do is take the trade, right? Look at the levels, mark them in your charts, and start looking for weakness or strength into the market, right? Follow the book map if you have a book map subscription, or go ahead and follow the ladder, right? One thing that you have to learn to do is how to read the tape. Start reading the tape. The more you read the tape, the better you're going to get about reading those discrepancies or reading those targets that are right there, right in your face when it comes to trading the E-mini. So it was a pretty good morning early on. I haven't traded the ES since then. I was looking whether or not they were going to buy this VWAP. So far, the VWAP has been a resistance on the 76. I was waiting to go long here about 5 minutes ago, see if we can get it back to the 80s, but I hold off a little bit. I'm going to wait for more direction. It looks to me if you are trading for 1 or 2 points, it's not a bad idea to start shorting those 76 with that really tight stop of maybe 2 points. I did not take this trade. I was about to, like I said, before I even went live, I was about to go long if we were breaking those 77s level for that ES. They have not yet, so if you look at it, I mean, that 76 to 74 gives you about 2 points. I trade for more than 2 points. I go for 4, 6, 7, 8 points at a time. But still, this scalping is not a bad scalping at all. I mean, to get two lots, maybe a couple of $100, quick and easy, just trading this range between 72 and 76. Okay, so for the ES, currently it's probably going to be quiet till mid-afternoon. See if we get any traction down the road. As of right now, for me, it's just a moment to step aside and start looking at other things. Start looking at maybe your stocks. Start looking at trades within the oil. I'll talk a little bit about oil right now. Look how they're trying to break again this 76 and having a hard time for this ES. Now, the top, if I were to short right now, or go long, excuse me, if I were to go long this VWAP for the ES, I will be targeting that 82, 84, which is right at the open, right? But I don't see no direction. Maybe take one lot if you want to be humble a little bit with this trade. Start going long those 72s, 74s. Try to capture at least 3 points back to the 77s, maybe 78s on this trade. Currently, the move was done early in the morning from this RTH plan that we had in place, right? The regular trading hours plan was to look for those 72s. We got them, and we got some more. I mean, we went all the way to 68 for a minute, right? We did print 67 low for today. What is important is what is to follow. So let me go back to our market profile. What is important though is that we have these singles from Friday, as you recall, the day that they loaded their inventory, right? We have these singles still in place here between 60 and 49. So don't forget about those singles being down here, because one tiny move in the markets, especially tomorrow during FOMC, or even later today if we see any liquidation today, is for them to go and target those two numbers, 41.66. Maybe they're going to stop right here on this volume node around the 41.56. But if they do that, you know your targets. Start looking. If we drop below this 70 into the 67, right, start looking for a potential move back to 41.60, 41.60 for the E-mini. Make sure you have this in your charts marked down as singles that they need to be repaired for the ES, okay? Yesterday was really tight range. We talked about this yesterday morning as we were in the room, to look for this 85, 86 to fail, and we did a pretty nice trade into the close. Let me show you quick what did we do into the close yesterday. We took the 41.85 short right at the top. Let me go here and put these letters here. Right here into the L period yesterday, we were able to take around 3 p.m. or 2:30 p.m., somewhere in that range, the move from the 86, right, all the way from the 86 to the 77, I believe it was, 85 to the 77 trade. So this was a very, very nice trade. I mean, we could even taken it to the 72, but we got out right here at the point of control of Friday, right? Friday's point of control. I just got out at 77 on this move. This was a nice drop. We saw a couple of moves from the 76. Some of the guys in the room went long that 76 back to the 85s. But I did instead waited for this failure right at the 86 when we couldn't tackle the previous day high on that E-mini. So this was a nice trade, nice $800 to close the day. Pretty good. Posted in the room for you guys. Live gave you the trade. So really, really nice. My last trade that I did this morning was right down on out to 42. Got 6 handles on the ES, and since then I haven't touched it. I gave you guys some news. Look at the move in CROX at 9:46 a.m. It was printing 93. Last time I saw it, I think it was printing 99 for the CROX trade. Those of you who hold that CROX trade with me from the $74, kudos to you guys. That was a really sweet, really nice trade. Currently right now is printing 99.65. Okay, 99.65. Okay, that's for the ES. Let's go and talk a little bit about the oil trade. Yesterday, I believe we did printed one. I think we went long one couple of lots on that oil, and you guys saw me taking the 61.77 back to 61.87, and eventually I got another one back to 62.10. So what do we have for today on oil? All right, let's go look at what's going on in the oil trade. Look where we are, 62.83, the high of the day, right? The high for today, 62.83. We almost, pretty much went inside these singles. I will look to show you what's going on with those singles. These are the singles from last Tuesday, right? You guys recall last Tuesday how we were printing almost 64, and on the way down we left this area of singles between 62.72 and 63.27. So today they came and grabbed some of those. Some of those have been repaired. We still have a little bit to go back to 63.30s on those singles. So make sure you have them on your charts as targets. Those singles will eventually get repaired. So what do we have on oil? What to look for this move on oil? We have singles to the downside as well that we left yesterday. These singles are from yesterday morning, right? Yesterday morning, right when we were breaking that 61.55, I kept referring to you guys, this $60.70 on oil has been great. All of those of you who follow me on Twitter and follow my videos on YouTube, you guys have seen me going long these 60s, and the reason behind that is because we were stuck in this range between 61.80 to 59.70s for quite a while, a couple of weeks or 3 weeks ago. And I told you we need to break out of that in order to move past it and go to those 63s, 64 on oil. Well, we did get out 2 weeks ago in a very nice inventory numbers, came back into it, but this time this was a very nice support. We couldn't even go below the 60. So now the 60 level on oil has been showing you guys that this is a very nice support area on the oil trade. Nonetheless, yesterday we left these singles here, and I will have them marked in my charts. They are not a lot. It's only about 9 singles that they left on that trade, but still these are to be repaired down the road. I'll have them there just in case we revisit those levels. Nice break yesterday was from the 61.80. I did one trade live with you guys back to the 62, right? The 61.77. As we were breaking this range, I was able to capture around 10 or 12 ticks back here. And on the way up, on the way down here, I recaptured the 61.80 and took those to the 62.10s. Now, we did settle yesterday around the 62 even. The previous day settle is 61.96. And if you look today, guys, if you look at the strength in oil, we have not tested that previous settle for oil. So this is good news. Let's see how the rest of the day is going to play out. But so far, this is bullish. Very tight range on oil. I mean, the low is 62.17, 62.83, about 70 ticks on range. Average for oil is 87 range when it comes to the ranging per day. So not looking that bad. I mean, 87s, they are okay. But we have A, B, C, D, and E now all of them inside the opening range. I mean, all the periods now are inside this opening range of 62.83 to 62.17. What does it tell me? Well, it tells me that this will be one of those rotational days when you go back to the lows, then go back to the value area high, back to the value area low, back to the value area high. That is the way to play it. Being in the middle is not going to provide you absolutely no value. So I would wait for the extremes, like this extreme that was given to us at 62.25 about half an hour ago. These are the extremes that you want to be playing on when it comes to rotational days. Why do I say that? Well, look at your risk, right? If you go long 62.25, 62.28, your risk is only the low of the day, which is 62.17. So you will be risking 11 ticks to capture all the way from 62.25 back to the value area high, which is 62.59. So you can capture about 35, at least 35 ticks, risking only 11 of them. So not a bad trade. If those of you who have been trading with me for a while, you know that I like to play those ranges. I like to play those edges of the market profile. Look at the edges. Be consistent with your trade. It's really mechanical what's going on today, because overnight point of control, if you look, it is that 62.32, right? Multiple times this morning we have come below it only by 3 or 4 ticks, and they are reversing every single time. So pay attention to that point of control. It is very prominent for an overnight point of control on oil right around the 62.32s, and I think that is holding us for the rest of the day. Let's see if this is going to continue. Probably go looking for a trade above these 52s on the oil. If they can take me back to the 83 level for oil trade, that would be really, really nice. That's the oil trade that I have. Any break below this 62.17, remember you have the overnight low. Let me redo this overnight low. The overnight low around 61.80, right? 61.84. We have not tested that overnight yet. We have not even tested that yet. So that's pretty good. It sounds, it is bullish as of right now. The way I see it in my charts is like we can hold this 17th. Our range that we will be playing is this 62 back to the 62.17, right? 62.70s to 62.17s on oil trade. Okay, let's go and talk a little bit about the stocks. Let me take a look at what's going on in the markets as a whole. Let's see what the ES is doing. ES printing still, you see, printing those 76, right? We are stuck right here on this level, right at the overnight low, trying to go back inside. So if we go back inside, they are having such a hard time, all right? If they go back inside the overnight low, inside the overnight range, excuse me, right? This is the overnight range. Let me move my chart just a little bit for you to see. So this is what I'm seeing on the ES, and I explained this in the room before. Here is our overnight range, right? From 41.76 all the way to the 41.91s. What you want to do is start looking if they are going to break inside the range, break above the previous day's settle, come and test that 76, and then move back to the open, which is 83. This is how you trade using that market profile. Nothing more than market generated information, taking a look at what the other guys are doing. You have to be ahead of the game. Look at where we are right now currently. Currently, we are right at VWAP, right at the overnight low, and right at the point of control. Now, this is a developing point of control, I get it, but currently there is no trade to take, right? Unless we see a good directional trade, no reason to be trading the ES right now unless you're scalping it for a 1 or 2 points, which nothing wrong with that. Just know exactly where you are at all times. I think I gave you the move back to the ES here on my 5-minute chart. Look at the consolidation that we're having, right on this 76, back to this 74. So here is the range that we've been playing for about half an hour now, almost 45 minutes playing this range. So be aware of where you are at all times. They are having a hard time breaking this VWAP, having a hard time going back inside the overnight range, having a really hard time to go above the previous day's settle. So nothing wrong being cash. I'd rather have no trades at all than have a losing trade on my account. So wait it out, and let's see what the ES, what direction they are going to give us in about, let's come back in about half an hour and see what are they doing. All right. Oil, in the meantime, same place that we left it, 62.43. Again, like I told you, start looking for this 62.25 to hold, to start taking moves back to the 50s and eventually back to the 62 on oil. All right. All right, let's talk a little bit about the stocks. This morning, we were looking at CROX, and this was such an amazing move. Earnings this morning, I told you guys last Wednesday, that's why we were buying those 74, 77s on oil, on CROX. And look at this beautiful move from the 84 back to the 100. Unfortunately, my credit spread that I had on it, the order was not executed on Monday. It was not executed Friday. It kind of really messed me up because that was going to be about, I think, $900 that we were supposed to collect on that credit spread for CROX. It didn't happen, so now nothing for us to do. We're going to have to wait and see if we can pull back a little bit from these 100 levels. But such a gorgeous trade for those of you who follow on CROX. All right, CROX trade was really nice. Let me show you the move that we were, I mean, literally, this is what we were saying, right, in the room, is play this range from this 75 back to the 85. And, oh, man, some of you, I mean, I did get out of my trade on the 83 yesterday. Today, and I think Friday, I took one at 80 from the 74th. But those of you who hold on to that 74 trade, look at this, really nice. And now we have this nice gap between 85 and 92 that needs to be filled eventually. Let's see how CROX will move tomorrow, how we'll react throughout the week. If we get a nice pullback, that will be great. I haven't read the full statement on the earnings yet, but it appears to be fantastic, fantastic. We've been following CROX since mid-November when CROX was a $50 stock, 55, 60. This cup and handle, we took a couple of trades there. Another cup, we took that 65 trade, and the last cup, which was the 75 to the 83s. And since then, we've been playing these ranges, and they have been just lovely, gorgeous, every single trade. Last trade we took was this 74, 75s, back to the 80, out at 83, and now look at this beautiful thing. Just amazing. So CROX, let's gonna leave it alone for now. GameStop, let's go to GameStop because some of you guys were bugging me on my GameStop trade. What did we do on GameStop? Well, I took that, and yesterday during the YouTube video, I took the 149s, you recall, back to the 155, 157s, and was waiting yesterday from that 160 move that they did yesterday morning to go below the 150. Well, it didn't happen. And now we have this huge move back to the 190s. I think we printed 190 overnight. And now I'm stuck. I have no position on GameStop right now. I will wait and see if we can come back to these levels, maybe 160s, and start looking for another trade. If you guys are still long, it's a good place to maybe ring the register if you went long the 140s. Very nice profit on that particular trade. All right, let's go to another trade that I have going on right now. I went long FNGU at around 33.30. You see it on the screen. I am currently long FNGU 33.30, right? I went long 200 shares. I took a fifth of my position. Usually I do 1,000 shares on FNGU. This time I took only 200, waiting to see if I can add at 32 or below. If I can add right here at the 30, based on what's going on in the markets, I would be really happy with that, because we can take it back to the 35, 36. Even right now, I'm getting already 1% return on my money. All right, about 36 cents return on FNGU. Right, that's the trade that I have there. So the next trade that I have going on live right now, before I go into my list of stocks, is I am long 109.20 for TQQ. Now this is only not even a third of my position. Very small position that I have, is only 50 shares right now. Looking to accommodate around 300 shares on TQQ with an average of 106, 107. So I took my first trade this morning around 109.20. I'm still long. I'm making very little. I'm making only 25 cents currently on this trade. I'll see if they can push back on. If they push back today to the 112, I might close my trade. You guys know me going for 2%, 2.5% on every trade that we take, even grabbing more than that. But for the day, as a day trade, grabbing a 1.5%, 2% on every single trade we take, that is pretty good return on your money, right? I'm looking, yesterday I told you to start looking for calls move, and let me show you what's going on with the calls. Currently printing 60.07. I do not have an order for calls yet on the 60s, but here I go. I'm going to go short 60.06 right now on calls, and I'm going to do 150 shares, right? And I'm going to sell. Oops, let me get rid of this, and let me just do single at this point. 60.15 and 60.50. So I will do the following. I'm going to sell 100 shares currently at 60.15. Let's see if they're going to execute my order. This is a trade that we have done so many times, short the 60s, 61s, and 62s on calls. Let's see if they have any news. Actually, no news at all. All right, nothing. I see somebody adjusted the target to 65 from 62. Maybe I should, let me see. Oh, this was on Friday. Never mind. This was Friday, even before Friday, last Wednesday when they did that. They were raising the prices on this thing. Literally, this company, when you look at their financials, they are not doing that well. These guys are probably just back holders trying to push the stock back to, you know, the 60s. And there was some short squeeze as well going on for KSS. So I will be shorting those 64s. Let me go back here. Those 64s at the top, every time we go there, that's the game plan that we have for this stock. Shorting these 64s. I might be a little bit early, but this can be just a day trade or a swing trade for this week. Looking for this 61 level, 62 level for calls to start trading. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll place an order right now, and I might not grab it today, but I will go 61 here and sell 100 shares on calls. Let's see if we can grab it. It's around 3.3% move today for calls. Let's see if we're going to get a 61 short back to the 58 as we come into the week. I mean, today, look, there is no volume. I mean, today is barely only 21% volume for calls. Our average is about 3 million and currently printing nothing. We are only printing about 620,000 so far on volume. Very, very light today. So I'm going to leave my order at 61. I will put it on the room for you guys to see it. All right, not executed yet. I'm just looking for the move back to the 61s. So KAS trade. Let me type it for everyone in the room right now. Looking to short KSS at 61 even, not executed yet. Limit order, not executed yet. All right, that is the trade. Targets will be the 60. Remember, the target will be the 60 or even that $58, right? The target, I'm looking for at least $1 move on this one, and we have seen that 59.50, $59 on calls holding so far. So that would be the move to take if this happens today. Those are the trades. Now let's go back to our main stocks that we trade in the room. Let me go back to the ES. I just had an alarm going on here. Printing 41.77, trying to break above that VWAP. Let's go back to that ES trade. Let's see, what do we have? Let's get rid of the news. They are trying, but nah, they just doing the same thing. So let's go back to the stocks. Nothing to do there. Apple earnings this week. Amazon, we have earnings this week. So they are going to be quiet until they get these earnings. Look at these moves from the 35 back to the 34s. Not a bad move today. I'm still waiting for the 30s. I want to grab Apple in the 30s. I don't know if I'm going to be playing earnings, but I'll probably go with a credit spread or an iron condor on Apple. Remember, Apple earnings are this week. I believe they are done. I think it's today. Let me see. I think they are today after the market closes, right? We have Apple, we have Bank of America, we have Microsoft, and tons of trading for this week when it comes to earnings. Wednesday, they report tomorrow. Oh my goodness, they report right after tomorrow, right after FOMC news. So we're going to be watching this pretty closely. I would like to see them coming below the 134, guys. So the idea is on Apple going into earnings, let them come to the 33.50 at least, and go long into earnings to see if they're going to prop the stock back to the 35.50 and capture those $2 as a return on the investment before the earnings. Then what you could do right here at the 133.50 is start planning our credit spread today in the afternoon. Okay, that's the trade to take. Start looking for credit spreads. Start looking for a PCS, maybe expiring a weekly PCS, or we can do an iron condor around the 127s, 125, all the way up to the 138 for Apple. Okay, let's go back to the AMC trade. Look at this baby. Wow, look at AMC printing 12 bucks. Yesterday we were printing this $11. I thought they were going to come back below the $11 mark. They never gave us the trade below the 11. When we went live yesterday on YouTube, we were printing those 11s, and I told you guys, wait out for the $11 mark, see if they're going to come to it. They didn't. So if you guys took the risk and going long the 1120s, kudos to you guys. You guys 80 cents about of return on the move. So now printing 12, about 1201, 1222, the high of the day today for AMC. Looking nice, very nice trade for AMC. Let's go to Digital Turbine. This is one trade that we've been doing really good. Yesterday, some of you guys recaptured that 74. I did not. My order did not get executed on the 74s after the market was printing this 74.50 above the VWAP. So I placed my order at 74, did not get executed, and look at them today, right? Back at 76, $2 return, very nice move. Again, we are back into the $70 range for Digital Turbines, right? Above the 70, back going into the 80s, guys. They are coming back to that target that I told you for Digital Turbine. So please be aware of where you are, and let's see what Digital Turbine will do probably towards the end of the day today. Let's talk about a little bit about Boeing now. Let's go over the Boeing trade. Last week we were long these 232s. We haven't seen that 234 yet. Today they are pulling back from that 243 that we print yesterday. 243s yesterday, now back at 241. Let me see if I have potential entry on that 234 for Boeing once again. That 234 from Friday, it's not looking, I mean, it's okay. But if you took the trade and got out of the 244s, nothing wrong with that. That was a nice return. But I will wait if we can break these 240s again. I don't know if I'm going to get it, though. But I probably be adding a fifth of my position here on the 240 even. Just in case we revisit the 234, you add it here to have an average of 236, around 236 to take it back to the 244. Right? That's an $8 return, and your risk very low. I mean, very tight, excuse me. Your risk is going to be very tight. Don't let it go below the 230s or 232, and then take it back to the 240s, 245 for Boeing. Baba Trade, it was great on the 225, but now look, we are not pulling. Yesterday we left this mark. See if we wanted to grab it below 228. We have an alert on our charts. Did not fire up. Still waiting. The moves have been good. I mean, about $3-4 per day. I'll be looking for these 230s. If we are not dropping these 230s now, that means here is where the buyers are sitting waiting for us, right? Here is where the demand for the stock is. So I was waiting for my 228. It might not happen this week. So right now, it's still working. We have a nice core position on leaps on that, and they are working fine. Let's talk to Baidu. So Baidu yesterday, Baidu printing the 222s, now back on the 218s. You see this range now, 216s, 222, about $6 range. This is the range you want to be playing. Now, we took the long, and I don't know if any of you guys are still long that 206, 208 that we did. But the 209 that I took, I got out at 212. You guys remember I went out at 212 from the 209s. Now waiting on my Baidu trade, see if they're gonna come and take it back to the on the 16s on Baidu. See if that's gonna happen. All right. Next one, let me see. Next one I have Coinbase, right? Coinbase going nowhere today. Let me look at the price of Bitcoin to see what are we doing on Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently printing $55,000. All right, 55,000 for Bitcoin, and not moving much Coinbase this week. Let me show you 5 days. Actually, these are the 5 days. It hasn't moved. I mean, since Friday we touched at $300. We're still there at 304. It's a quick box if you take it back to the 310s from the 300s, but be careful. I would be really careful. If you break the 310s to the top, then yes, we're gonna print those 320s, but I think there is more potential for us to test that 290, 280 for Coinbase. Right? Let's go back to Facebook now. Facebook earnings, I believe, are Thursday, or no, they are today, I think. Facebook are today. Yep. So Facebook reports results on Wednesday. Oh my gosh, tomorrow, excuse me. Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow they report with Apple. We did a 208s, 298s, excuse me, to the 302s, right? Today they printed 302 again. I did not place an order on that. Gonna wait for the end of the day, see if we can pull back to the 302s today, and place an order here. Let me go back to my, and let's place an order here to buy, right? So I'm placing an order to buy Facebook long around the 301s. Let's see if we're gonna get it for today. Facebook currently quiet. I already talked about FNGU. We already talked about GameStop. GNRC, the 320s. Those of you who grabbed those 320s on Thursday and Friday, nice move, right? I don't know if you guys are out already of the GNRC trade, but that was a really nice move back to the 340s now this morning. Currently 335, nothing to do. Pretty quiet. We have very low volume today. I think yesterday was a little bit better, but today really low volume. So if you're long, it's still the stock, time to ring the register. Maybe start selling call credit spread against it, or covered calls if you would like for the week to collect some more premium. All right, let's look at KSS. Look at KSS, right? KSS, I just told you that 60, the short on the 60s, 60.15. So what's not bad, about 15 cents right now return on that for calls. Man, I want to get the 61 if they can push just one more dollar. If not, I'm gonna move my order back here to 60.29. Right? I am adjusting my order. Right? Adjusting my order right now for calls KSS. So I am adjusting that to 60.40. Let me go back to the ES right now. I got a question here on the DMs. Give me 1 second. 41.77. What do we do for the ES? Well, let's go back to the E-mini. And let's see if it's going to break this. Finally, out of the BWAP, let's see if this is going to break out. Remember, the move is for the ES to go back inside this range, which is my overnight range. All right? So, Peter, if you are listening, Peter, what I'm looking for is break this VWAP, come back and test it right at the point of control and start moving towards the 80, 81 for the E-mini. All right? So, I leave you with that. Let's see if it's going to work or not. Be careful because we are right at the point of control for the E-mini currently. All right, let's go back to the calls trade that we were just talking about. Let's go back to calls. And I have this order to go short. That's 60.25, 60.33. Let's see if we're going to get it. Back to the 59. That will be a nice return. Nice return on that. All right. Let's leave it alone. Let's look at the, if this one is working. Look, this one is working already, guys. Right? So the 200 shares, 33.30. Going back, FNGU trying to print that 34. Let's see if they're going to make it. All right. But this is looking good so far. Let me go at the TQQs because we have the next order on TQQ, and that is the TQQ 109.20 long as well, right? There is the long trade on TQQ 109.20. Currently only $29 of profit because I only went with 1/5. I was expecting the 107 honestly when I saw the weakness this morning on the Nasdaq, but the NQ trying to recover as well. As long as the ES and the Dow Jones is flat for the day completely, it is understandable for FOMC day. So let's see if we're going to close them down tonight before the end of the day. Both of those trades, KSS, TQQ, FNGU. KSS is printing $60 now. Hopefully it's going to give me the 60.25 for the short on calls. All right. One trade that we had last week was our Wayfair last week. We were looking at the $300, right? And this, we got it on Monday, right? We went long the $300. And now look where we are, the 313s. Now we are back inside the range. I like this because now we can go into these 320s. So guys, this is what I'm talking about. Right? If we have this move throughout most of this year, let me go, give me 1 second, let me customize this. No, what did I do? Hold on. Did I just change that again? I think I did. Let me go back to this alpha and put it back to the way it was. There you go. So we're back inside this 310. So look, the move is to take it back to the 330s. And I keep telling you guys, when we went to the hourly, right, we were printing on the hour. Look at what happened on the hourly trade, right? Hourly trade, our move was to wait for them to finally break this trend line that we had, and they are about to. You see that how we are coming back from these 315 bucks, right? 315. So let's see if we can get it back to the 320s and break out of these 320s back to the 340s. That would be the move for Wayfair. I did not, again, on Monday, my credit spread did not get executed, which really, really sucks. It was about another, I think, 650 bucks that we were going to collect on that trade. No, $950 that we were supposed to collect on Monday and did not get executed. So I'll see if I can put another spread today. I will keep you posted on Discord. So I'll go to Discord and display my trade for Wayfair coming the end of the day so that we can collect those $1,500 on both calls, CROX, and potentially Wayfair for this Friday. Okay, next trade that I have, our beautiful trade, Tesla. Tesla, yesterday I told you guys, look, I have my order. I still have my order to sell the 780s. I was waiting for some fireworks from Tesla. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So nothing to do right now. Buy the 700 bucks. I've been telling you guys all morning to start buying those 705s. Now back at 715. I'm probably going to start looking into my Interactive Broker account. Oh, thank you so much, Patrick, for that. I really appreciate it. April 27. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Patrick, and welcome. Welcome to the, there you go. I just changed it. Hopefully that goes to my other members as well. I forgot about that, but thank you. Really appreciate it, Patrick. If you have any questions, please, guys, post it in the chat. I'm constantly monitoring the YouTube chat. Oops, I just did some stupidity there. What did I do? Oh, there you go. I closed it. So, guys, I just went short. My calls just got filled. Let's go back to calls trade. Got filled on calls, and what did they fill? 60-30s, I believe. Yes. So, short 60-30. Let me post it in the room for you guys to see it on the Discord. I'm going to redo this. I'm going to adjust this 61. I told you let's short this 61. But since this is going to be a day trade just for today, I will be adjusting that right now. So I will copy this and give you guys the trade just to follow along that this has been executed, right? Executed. Oh, excuse me. Short. I only did 100 shares. I will be adding a 61. Right, I will be adding 61 on calls for my short if this goes to the, my target will be that 59.50 for today, even the 59 if we were to get it. So looking to add on those 61 always. Coinbase over 305. Let's go back to the Coinbase move. I just went over that Coinbase, Patrick. We were looking for the 300 bucks this morning. So let me show you what's going on with that, Patrick. So you see this nice consolidation going on, right? On this Coinbase move, 304, 304.90, right? The 300 is the one that you want to take. The best probability chances on Coinbase are going along the 300s. A couple of guys in the room with me, they did this 298s back to the 308s, but again, it's just a gambling at this time because we don't have enough data for Coinbase. Can it go much higher? Absolutely. But I'd rather own it on the 280s like we did it on, when was it? Thursday, I believe, last week. Some of you guys took that 290s. When was it? I think Peter took it at 290. Where was it? Oh, here. You guys recall what happened on Fridays, right? Fridays we were printing 285 and you guys were all excited, all crazy about the Coinbase. I told you, yes, absolutely. I love it at 280. I'm not loving it too much about the 300s. And you guys see the reason why I don't love it much at 300. Because now it's a roller coaster. You're stuck between the 300 and 310s. And we can still capture those $5, right? But be careful. $5 against you, $5 reward is a one-to-one reward. Just be on the lookout for the 300 bucks. If we break the 300 bucks, recall, I have my alert right here. Right, this is my alert. Be right between the 285, 290s, we can start looking for a move back to the 310s, 315s for Coinbase. That's what I'm waiting for that move on my Coinbase trade. GameStop, Pete, I cannot do nothing on GameStop. The trade that we took was that last week, Thursday at 49s. If you didn't grab it at 149, you're pretty much a screw up right now trying to capture it right here on the 180s. All you can grab is about $1 or $2. But if you like, they're more than welcome. Man, look, we printed 198, man. Jeez, that offering, I think there was some news about the offering. Went pretty well. All right. Okay, let's go back to Baba. Some of you guys are still long Baba. No, I'm not. So I'm leaving it alone for now. And the Baba can go back to the 240s, but the trade was last week on the 228s, 232s, right? This 232, and I have my alert still going after I got out. Remember, I got out at the 232s. I went out of my trade at 232s from these 228s. I'm still have my alert. Let me see if I can take it. Take some more around the 227s. If we can take some more, that would be really, really nice. UVXY, what am I doing with UVXY? Okay, last week, you guys saw me collecting those $2,000 on the calls that we sold. This morning, let me see if they sold my Interactive Broker. Hold on, because I sold some covered calls. They did not execute it. I do not have those short calls on UVXY. Did any of you guys took the 460 short this morning? Because that was the only trade that I had, and I told you we are going to wait it out. Let's wait after FOMC, guys. Once we get some fireworks on FOMC, if the market drops for whatever reason, we might get a pop on UVXY back to the 470s, 480s. Then we short the 480s. The move on UVXY is always to be short. 100% always to be short UVXY. Either you short the stock or you short some options. I usually will do the latter. I will short the calls. Like I sold last week. You guys saw me live collecting 1,500 on those moves. Sold 50 lots when we printed 510 on UVXY. So last week, this was a very sweet trade. We sold 33 cents, 30 cents on those $5 and $5.50 calls. Nothing to do right now. Leave it alone. Gregory is asking about Microsoft. Nothing to do on Microsoft, man. So right now, you've seen it, right? Just bubbling here on the 260, 261. There is no return on my money there. The best trade was NVIDIA. Let's go back to the NVIDIA trade because some of you guys were bugging me on the NVIDIA. I took the 600 back to the 616, and that was it, guys. I'm out. The move was so quick. We grabbed it, it was on Monday, Friday morning, the 604, 603s, and I got the hell out yesterday at 616. I'm sorry. I just took my money, and I was gone. If you guys held it for this morning, kudos to you guys. I was done. Completely done with NVIDIA trade. All right. Let's go for the last stock of the day. Before we close it out, it's almost lunchtime. Hey, Patrick, good to have you here. If you have any more questions, please let me know in the chat. Let's see what Twitter is doing. Twitter is 67. Look at this Twitter, kind of bugging since we didn't print the $70, right? Let me show you the hourly for you to see the bigger picture, right? Last week, when we were printing the 70s, I told you guys, look down below, because if we break that, we were going to head to these 62s. Thank God we stopped at 64. Some of you guys went long this thing, and you guys have done really well. But now you see this nice resistance on the 68 on Twitter. Wait it out a little bit. I'm long. I think 69 is still. I'm long. I'm losing less than $1, like on a 50 shares, I believe. Wait it out. I think there can be still more downside potential for Twitter. ES, okay, hold on. Somebody's telling me ES is flying. ES is flying. Let's go back to the ES. E-mini about to go positive for the day. Look at that. Wow, look at that. E-mini. Did anyone took that trade for the E-mini? That was, I told you, above the VWAP, above the previous day settle. So long 75, 77s, 76. Let me put this in one column for you to see it. Told you, wait for the retest, right? You wait to go above overnight range. They tested right here, back to the 75.50. There was your long trade, back to the 79. About 4 handles on that ES. That was a nice move. If you guys grab it, that was pretty good. Man, I did not place my order, did I, on my ES? No, I did not, above the VWAP. I was bugged because of these 74s. I was really bugged on these 74s. Long, I did not place my order, that 74. Looking good so far. Remember, what is the target? First target, 82. Next target, the open, 83.50 was the open today. So let me see if I can grab at least 3 points. This thing is just flying. Well, not flying, but at least it's finally moving, all right, for that ES trade. It's finally moving. We are away from the value area high. We are away from it. Let's see if we can go back and test the 78 and then take it back to the 82. Let me place an order quickly for my ES. Let's see if that's going to work. 80s, I'll place an order. Oops, not 100, just 2. What is my brackets? Not 2 brackets. Sorry, I moved this because I was doing my other stuff. So what is my target? At least 4 or 5 points. My stop no more than 3 points. What is the 676 is the bottom? 76, you go along the 78. I'm going to be risking about 2 points only to collect 5 points on the ES. Let's see if we can get the 78 back to 84. That's about 6 points on the ES that I can go and grab. So let me place my order quickly. Let's see if they're going to get executed. Right? Back to the ES. Thank you for that, because I did not see that move now in the last 5 minutes. They finally broke out of it. I mean, we were waiting for them to break that 77s. They finally did. Next move is for them to come and test it and then start go back to 84 for that E-mini trade. All right. All right, guys, 3 minutes to go. I'm going to leave you guys in the chat the address for our Discord channel and our website for you guys to come check it out. Please come hang out with us. Take a look how we profit in the markets. Again, thank you for watching the videos. I'm posting more and more videos for free for you guys on YouTube. If you guys have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell so that you get notifications when I go live. Every day at 11 a.m. Central, I am live. Right? We go over futures, stocks, and especially the oil and the E-mini, which is my bread and butter here in the room. Let's go back to look at the book map. So far, oil and ES are pretty quiet, right? Look what we have. What's going on with the ES right now? It might come to these 83, guys. 84s are lighting up. There is the open, so we might go there. But here is the 77. You guys see how we are positioning right here? My order is right there at 77. I want to see them come back down here, right? Grab these 77s right to the downside. Get to the downside 77s and start moving away and go back to those 84s for the E-mini. So that's the idea behind it. Let's see if we're going to get it. Back to the 77 here, right? Then take me back to 82 and capture those $500 on the E-mini. Oil, what's going on with oil? We've been sitting all morning on these 62.30s, 62.45. Look down below. Look at what's going on the 61.80. I will change colors here. Like, look what's going on with this 61.80 right here. Double support. You know what to do. 61.85. That's the number to take. We might have a pretty good move for oil later today after some inventory numbers. Let's see if that's going to propel us back to 63s. 63.50 for oil. That's ultimate target is 63.50. Those singles are still there. So remember, singles are still there for our oil, right? So I'm going to put it back on the screen, right? So here are the singles, 62.72, back to 63.27. We got some of them this morning, right? A small amount. Let's see if we're gonna get it, all of it, by tomorrow, all the way to 63.30, 63.50, right? That is the ultimate target on my oil. The bigger picture on oil, this is what it looks like, right? We do not want to be back inside this range of 59s, of 61.60 and 59.60. We do not want to be here, right? Unfortunately, this vaccine news and this India news have put a little bit of pressure on oil. Has been great. It has been completely a great trade going long those 61 events all the way back to 62.50s, about $1,500 collected on oil almost every week. So I'll leave you guys with that. It is 12:01. Thank you so much. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out. Have a blessed day. Let me go back to the ES if this is getting executed. It's not getting executed. Kudos to you, Pete, on that trade. If you took that 77, very nice. Very nice. Kudos to you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed rest of your day. Don't forget, go back to Discord. Those of you guys who still want to follow the Discord, go back to the Discord channel, and I'll be posting a couple of more trades that we have going on live, like the one that we have on calls, the one that we have on TQQ. Now, TQQ printing 110s. What is my FNGU? FNGU now printing 33.80. We are long 33.30s, right? GameStop is over. Tesla is over. Let's go back to Apple. Is Apple printing 133s? Not yet. We're waiting for the 133.50 on Apple, 134 to go long going into tomorrow earnings. Take care, guys. Be seeing you guys tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. God bless. See you guys tomorrow morning. Thank you, Patrick, for being here. You guys in the room. Amazing. Thank you for coming up and showing up.